Hello, my beautiful people. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Depends where you are in the world. Here it's evening, not very quiet because where I am, this place is like quite noisy, and well, it's not. I just find it like there's not enough light, although there's plenty of light in the place itself. But wherever I stand is just an angle where, I can only see my one side of my face properly, and I can't see the other side. But I don't know. But like I've always said, my videos are not to watch; they are to listen to. So the message is more important. Other than that, if I'm looking good, that's good. If sometime you can't see me properly, or just focus on the message, which is very, very important. I think it's important because it's a reminder of the things that you already know. So I hope your day is going well, or night, wherever you are. Obviously if it's late night, you must be sleeping. But yes, in the evening, if you're watching this video or listening to this video, I hope you're all keeping well and happy and connected with each other, and all is good in your life. When we say all is good, then everybody's all is good is different. So for some people, it's never all good, unfortunately. And those are the complainers, constant complainers. I think I did a video some time ago on the people who just complain about everything, almost everything, and each and everything in their life. They just find the reasons to complain. I'm not saying that there can't be no complaints in life, because obviously we're all humans, but sometimes it's good not to complain and to do something about it. Whatever you can do to your best ability, just try to do that, and just don't keep talking about it. The more you talk about it, the more you give energy to that problem. I have already talked about energies as well. So don't talk about what you don't want. Talk about what you want in your life. And you will see a huge difference. Seriously, a huge difference. The perspective has to change. The mindset that, complain, what the complaint is going to do. Everyone has got their own reasons to probably be happy or not be happy. If the happiness will be based on whatever happens according to your will, and what happens against your will. So then obviously it's not going to be all happy and good, because you're conditioning your happiness, although it's not conditioned. No matter what, you should be happy, because happiness is like, it just grows inside you and it flows inside you. So just be happy, and you'll see you'll get more chances, more reasons to be happy. Today I just want to talk about the people, because it's a recent experience, and it's not a recent experience, but it's just something that probably is coming in my way again, and I just wanted to talk about it, because I think, like, I'm sure it's not just me. There must be so many other people who must be experiencing similar kind of things. And the people who are doing that kind of things, who are being a reason of that discomfort, they can also probably pick up something on this video and understand how they're making other people feel uncomfortable. See, we are all human beings, and we are always there. We should always be there to help other person and do whatever the best we can do. Now, for me, help is totally different. My help to anybody would be try to make them stand on their 2 feet. Give them hope, not the false hope, real hope. Hope is all over you, all around you. You just need to be positive, And for even again, the positive and negative, 2 different emotions. But actually, positive is natural. Have you ever seen, like, babies also cry because they're not happy about something? So they cry is for attention, right? Because they're babies. They're human beings, helpless human beings. They want someone to come and help them, like maybe they're hungry, they need a nappy change or whatever. But when you grow up, when you're a grown-up person, then the cry for attention is something that probably you should fix, because it's not nice, it's not natural. You should be on your own 2 feet, because that is your independence. That is your beauty of being you, being who you are. So for me, the help is like, if I can help somebody to get a job, I will do that. If I can, even financially, if I can help them a little bit, I will do that. If they need looking after, if they're not feeling well, then I will try to be present for them physically and emotionally, and even if needed, maybe financially too. So when somebody asks me help, my perspective is make them independent in their life. I don't think anybody does, but actually probably, in your subconscious mind, indirectly, like unknowingly, people are still living in that age where, and especially because I'm in Pakistan, so mostly I'm talking about this society here, but it's generally about anywhere. It could be so many other countries too. I don't want to name the countries, but there's so many other countries. The slavery, we're not living in that slaves time when people used to be people's slaves and bought and sold and all that stuff. We call it uncivilized. We call it the time of darkness, the time of when people didn't have enough awareness, right? Now we're aware, according to us. We're more intelligent. We've learned more, and everybody's free. Freedom. We use this word so carelessly without even understanding what freedom is and how it feels. First of all, we're imprisoned in our own body, in our own emotions, so we don't have freedom. Then we are like bound because of the restrictions from the society. Whatever is hurting somebody else or affecting them, then obviously those boundaries should be there. Boundaries are important, but we also do the things for people's happiness, just because what people will say, what the society will say, So that is another type of imprisonment. And then it comes to the obligations from people who probably we love or we care about, or they care about us. And then the relationships, because of those expectations, their expectations, we don't want them to be disappointed in us, and such as parents or siblings or even your own children, then you do the things for them. So another type of imprisonment. Freedom, where is the freedom? I would like to know where the freedom is. Where are we free? We're not free. We are enslaved actually, of our own thoughts. That is the worst imprisonment. Your own emotions, your own feelings. They are actually keeping you tied up. A free soul is a free soul that can make its own decisions, that can just literally feel free. I'm not going to bring myself in it, because whenever I talk about myself in any video, I feel like I'm boasting me, and it might be, I don't want to make it personal, but to be honest with you, I'm one of those people who are like free soul, literally free soul. I care about people. It's not like I don't care about people, but I don't take the obligations, unnecessary obligations. I don't accept them. I personally feel I'm a free soul. I was born free, I will die free. I don't care what other person is thinking about my actions in my own life, how it affects. I will learn my own lessons. So I'm not doing it to please people, anything. But when it comes to how it's affecting the society where I'm living, obviously I'm not going to go out and start walking naked. Uncivilized, wrong, right? I'm not setting a good example, or do anything that is not socially or ethically not acceptable. Other than that, what happens in my life, what I do in my life is totally, completely my business. If I have less money, my thing. If I have more money, my thing. If I live in a big house, my thing. If I live in a small house, my thing. If I travel, want to travel. I just don't want to be dictated in my life. If I feel like I'm feeling bound somewhere, I will not be able to perform well. I will not be able to give my 100%. Because my mind will not accept, and now so many people will say, oh, the jobs are like that. Yeah, that's fine. But don't lose your identity. If any job, any work, anything, any obligation, any relationship, anything is taking your identity away, you need to break it. Otherwise, as a person, you will die inside yourself. Once you're dead, you're not useful for yourself, you're not useful for the world. So live when you're alive, feel alive, behave alive. Coming back to this, how to help people. So recently something happened that I actually don't want to talk about in detail, but when somebody asks me help, I help them. So if somebody asks you help, help them. Give them your 100%. Do whatever you can do. And you know, I'm the kind of person, I don't take no for an answer when I know I'm right, and I do it. You know, I get through the things, thanks to God, fingers crossed. I'm not saying I'm a big thing, but the thing is, this is me. I don't accept, any kind of, I don't, what's the word? I think I don't really give up easily. Or I never give up, actually, never. I don't believe in giving up. So I will do my 100%. And I'm sure most of the people do, so many people do. Then you just, if you're handing the money in to somebody, maybe for that minute, if they're borrowing that money and that they can use it for any immediate urgency, any emergency or health problem or anything, yes, okay, well, that is probably one can do. But if you feel like the other person is just looking for your financial supply, after once or twice, you will understand that. Then stop doing that, please. Because you're paralyzing that person. They don't want to stand on their 2 feet. Every time when they'll be in trouble, they will just cry out for help. You're not doing any good to them. You're not even giving them a chance to wake up as a person, suffer in life, and then harden, get strong. Where the strength comes from? Strength comes from inside. So you're not even giving that person the chance to get shaken up and recognize them. What will happen the worst? Maybe they will starve. Maybe sometime they will, they will suffer because they don't have enough money. Whatever, because you've done it once or twice. Especially the people who don't respect your help. Especially the people who take your generosity and your kindness as your weakness. So once or twice, I think once is enough. Some idiot like me will do it twice. But then there's no third time. There should be no third time. We're humans. We're not angels, we're not God. So we should have our own limits. Also, even whether it's your child or it's a friend or it's somebody you know or whoever it is, the thing is, repeatedly, if you keep giving them, especially when it comes to money, if you keep providing with their needs, for their needs, and especially, I hate liars. I don't like people when they lie to me, because I am brutally honest and truthful person. Sometimes people can't even digest the way I go boom. Not in a rude way, I just speak my truth, which is my right and my duty as a human. If some people can't take it, that is their problem. Maybe they should improve as a human. Maybe they should learn to face the reality of life. If they're not going ahead in their journey, I'm not going to back off for them. I will not do that. I'm not going to travel backwards. I want to go forward in my growth as a human, in my development. So, coming back to the same thing, help is not, especially when I'm in Pakistan, it's not, don't hand the money in. Don't, please. If you want to help somebody, you're a generous and good person. And first time, definitely, don't doubt their intention, please. Some people are just like, they're all the time sniffing around like, oh, what is beneath it? Does he mean this? Let's go and check his family. Let's just go. Don't do that. If you want to help, help first time. First time is fine. But if that person comes back again, don't help them with money. Because then you're paralyzing them. This supply is going to finish again. Money gets spent. Then what happens? Help them to find a job if you can. If they're hungry and they're close by, then share your food with them. And again, with the same limit that it can't happen every day. They have to stand on their 2 feet. Make people independent. Help them to become independent. Help them to find that hope and beauty in life that will help them for the rest of their life. We all have to die one day. And even if you're a parent, even if you're the best friend, somebody's best friend, even if it's a loved one, somebody, we're humans. I've seen my grandmother was like in coma for 3 months in total. My uncle was the most obedient son that I've ever seen in my life. But he was giving up after 1 month. He did not have the patience to be there all the time. He used to go there, visit her in the hospital for 1 hour, sit there, and because she was in the coma obviously, and then go back. The same guy who first month was all the time, he wouldn't even want to move from the hospital. He was in her room all the time, sitting next to her bed. We're humans, we have our limits. So one day, instead of it comes to that point where you don't want that person, or you say something bad to them, or you're ruining their life on one hand because they keep coming back. They know the supply is here. So it's not good. If that person is honest, then when you help them, just always tell them this is it. Do whatever the best you can do with this. If you can find them a job, find them a job. If they need clothes, if you have extra, give them clothes. But don't make them used to it. Please don't make them used to it. Because here, what I'm noticing here, when they're happy with their, house help, which they call servants, they just send them like, okay, take this money. Why? Why would you give them anything extra, anything other than their salary? Give them a good salary. If you can afford, give them good salary. But with respect. Don't keep handing them money. No. And these people also lie. I've seen like they keep coming back with different excuses. A mother died, or God forbid, or somebody is sick in the family, or this happened or that happened. Because you've just made them used to it. They think asking for money, asking for help is the way of life. No. The way of life is standing on your 2 feet. You really care about these people? Make them independent. Educate them. Find them a job. I remember a long time ago, I don't want to go into that, but somebody wanted to come out of their country. There was no hope and everything, blah, 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 blah. All gloomy, what the picture I was shown at that time. I did not want to send money to that person. I did once, but I did not want them to become habitual. I helped them to get out of their country. I helped them to find a life if they could, improve their life. I was standing by their side. Unfortunately, that was a liar case, so that didn't work. Obviously, the person was lying constantly, very secretive, very lying, whatever. Anyway, it's not about that person, it's not about me. What I'm telling, I'm giving you an example. So my move, if that person was really in need and really wanted to improve in his life, I think that was the best chance in his life that I got him out of the place he wanted to come out of. And then he could find his way in the world. Yes, there was a struggle. A little bit of help was there from my side. I couldn't do all. But somebody has to be appreciative. Somebody has to be recognizing that you are standing by their side. And they respect you for that. But that didn't happen. So what I'm saying is, if I find somebody in need, I will look for a job for them. If I have a vacancy somewhere, if I need help, I will say, okay, this is your salary, you help me with this, so and so, and I will hire them respectfully. Instead of giving them money. You give them the money, they'll come back again. You're not letting them find themselves, their own strength. It's not help, it's actually a curse. Don't do that, please. Whoever is watching and they live in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, wherever, people so, according to the words, rich people who can afford everything, and then you're just buying these slaves. You're you're not letting them do anything, find their way. You're not giving them the hope. Teach their children, send them to school, so their generations can grow and improve in life. Sit down with them if they respect them, and if they need any help immediately, after that help, tell them, okay, you work, you do this, and this is your salary, or this is, come to terms with them in a way where it's not like handing the money in. No, don't do that, please. You're paralyzing these people. You're not helping them, and you're degrading them. They're not even realizing it. They're thinking like, okay, this is help. It's not help. Guys, even charity goes to the deserving. Somebody who can work, somebody who's all healthy, young people who's, strong, they should be working. And they should be finding their own way. Everybody's got intellect. If they don't want to do any physical work, then they're not even educated, probably they can find some other way. They have to find their way. If you want these people to survive without being dependent on you, if you don't want to enslave them, then please make them independent. Give them the idea. They might find you cruel. They might think like you're the worst person on this earth. Do you need a medal from them? No, you don't. No. Stop playing nice. Stop thinking like, oh, I'm Mr. Nice Man or Miss Nice. Oh, I'm doing it for God. And God also gave them 2 eyes and gave you 2 eyes. If you're doing it for God, do it to somebody who can't move an inch, who is on a wheelchair, God forbid, or who needs help with the hospital, or who is not mentally stable, or a child, orphan child, doesn't have parents and he's dependent. Obviously, he needs somebody to look after him. Help them in that way. Help those people, not the people who are healthy, who got hands and their brains are working, and you're not even giving a chance. You're not giving them a chance to even think. Because obviously, when it all gets dark, that is the time when you start looking for light. When it's all dark. Your eyes, have you ever noticed, like if the room goes all dark, it's pitch dark, then your eyes start getting used to it and you start seeing the things. You start literally, not hallucinating, but you start, you can see. Maybe not as clear as with the light, but you can see. So let them see, let them struggle in that darkness for some time. It will be good for them. If you want them to stand on their 2 feet, let them face this hardship. Because if you keep spoon feeding them in your own playing big, or thinking like, oh yeah, okay, I'm doing it for God, or thinking like, yeah, okay, people will think I'm a very nice person, you're running somebody's life. You're running somebody's life. You hire these people and you say, well, fine, okay, they have a small phone or any type of phone. All day they're lying on the bed outside in your garden. You call them, hey, come here, hey, go there, do this, get me a glass of water. What is their life? And then on Eid or something, or whenever there's an occasion, you give them your own clothes, or maybe a pair of new clothes. You're doing them a big favor in your eyes, right? No, in my eyes, you're actually ruining their life. I know some people are not going to like it, but this is the truth of life. Seriously. This is how I see it. Not necessarily everybody has to agree with me, but if you go into the depth of this thing, never ever help people forever. Never. I mean, if I talk, again, I can only talk about myself, my children. I love them to bits. I put them, until they were dependent on me, they were young, always put them before me. As soon as I saw that they graduated, they've done very well in their education, even in their education, I never spoon-fed them. I never said, yeah, okay, you have to do this and that. No, they knew they have to do that. And then once they graduated, thank God, with good degrees and everything, I told my son he has to find a job immediately. Why? We had the food in the house, thanks to God, he could come home and eat. I didn't want my son to become a couch potato and think like your mother is there. The food will be cooked in the house and he'll be sitting there. And maybe find a part-time job and get lazy about finding a job. Although he's not like that type of person. But all I'm saying is, I didn't not want to that. He might think like I'm a cruel mother. He might think that, oh, my mother didn't even give me enough chance to enjoy my life after university. Doesn't matter. He'll get many chances to enjoy his life. But he has to know his duties in life for himself. I don't need his money, but I want him to stand on his 2 feet. I'm not going to hand him any money to a young man, a grown-up man. No. An educated man. Same goes with my daughter. So basically, if we don't even want our children to become dependent and stay dependent for too long, at least I don't. I don't want that. I think the best I can do for my children is to make them independent. I'm not going to live in this world forever. And everybody who I love, because I love the whole world actually. So the whole world, whoever will come to me, and if I think like they're in need, I will help them for that time. I'll do, with all my heart, I will do whatever I can do. But then I want them to respect that help, my time, and not respect me like this, but respect means like recognize it, understand it, appreciate it. I don't want anything in return, but at least they should recognize it. That will keep their human alive. It's not helpful for me, it will help them. So I want them to live, with this awareness, to understand that somebody is standing by our side. Big deal. In this busy world, if somebody gives you even 5 minutes, I think, it's really something big. So yes, I just want that. And then I want to show them the way. If they really want to do something in their life, they will do it. But if there is somebody who's just come, who's like a leech, who just wants to suck out, and keep coming back for a supply, I will not entertain that person, no matter who they are. And I've given an example of my children, my servants, anybody, like servant, I use the word because this is the word that people are familiar with, but the house help or anywhere. I want people to stand on their own 2 feet. I want people to live with awareness, with their self-esteem, not ego, self-esteem. And that can only happen if I don't spoon feed them throughout their life. I'm not going to do that. My mind doesn't accept it, that how and why I should just keep doing the things for somebody and not giving them a chance to recognize what strength, what talent and whatever gifts nature is giving them, and how they can use it. That will only happen when the dark night will come and nothing is showing up, and then the eyes will start looking, seeing properly. So anyway, the video is, oh my God, 28 minutes and 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds. Okay. Right, guys, I love you all. I love the whole world. Lots of love to all of you. And think about what I said. Help people, make them independent, help them to stand on their 2 feet. Let them find their self-respect and their individuality as a human and their strength as a human. And that will only happen when you pull out a bit. If you love them, make them independent. Make them steady on their own 2 feet. And with this message, I think I'm going to wind up this video. It's really ever so long. I don't know how it's going to upload. I just want you guys to look after yourself, keep smiling, stay happy, healthy, look after each other, because life is beautiful.